And we're live. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody had a great weekend. So we're back. For those of you that don't know, my lovely wife, Crystal.
Hello.
And it was her idea about a month ago for us to start doing some reviews of different documentaries we would watch. We would have the audience watch, and then we would talk about. And this week we watched Toxic Beauty. And let me tell you something. I had not watched it before yesterday, I believe it was. Was it yesterday that we watched it?
Mhm.
Holy shit. For those of you that don't know, you can check back on my content. I've always been a big advocate of I encourage her not to wear makeup as much as possible, not to dye her hair, not to do any of that stuff, because I really believe that if you I want to see her, I want her to be around a long, long, long time, because I plan on being around a long time for her. And it just has never struck me as it could possibly be even close to healthy to be wearing that much stuff on you, yet alone, even if it wasn't chemicals, it's just still stuff clogging your pores and doing all sorts of stuff, right? Um, Holy shit. Yesterday was an eye-opening experience. I don't know if those of you got a chance to watch it or not, but my goodness, women should not wear makeup. She's wearing makeup right now. I support you wearing it for the camera, and I think it's one of the fucked up things in our society that we do to women, that we make it like this. I fucking woke up looking like this. I literally wiped the crusties out of my eyes and I fucking showed the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't have dewy, perfect, fucking completely blank, wrinkleless skin, people don't say shit. You know, but for a woman to not look absolutely perfect, especially on social media, is a very serious and negative thing. I think we as a society, if we really care about people's health, we'll get past that. What's your thoughts here?
And I wear it very minimally. I wear a little bit on camera. I don't even have much on. And it's just, that's the part that I am still haven't given up yet, is just no makeup at all on camera. Is hard. Because I don't know, I feel like it's very unforgiving.
The lighting and stuff like that.
Yeah. But I do it very minimally, and I try to find the most natural forms of makeup I can, which is not easy. Mm-hmm. But fortunately and unfortunately, I have very sensitive skin, so I've always been kind of careful with the products that I buy, because if I'm not, I break out in hives and I really regret it. So I always try to be really careful anyway. And then now that I've been doing more research and learning more about the chemicals that they put in personal care products and makeup, it's, really encouraging me to be even more careful and selective and do it even more minimally.
But we had a recent thing where you switched your hair care products, right?
Right. Well, with shampoo for me has been a really long journey, because like I said, I have very sensitive skin, and that includes my scalp. And most shampoos that I try to use make me break out in hives. And even the natural brands and options, my skin just usually doesn't tolerate very well. And I went with this last time that I switched again. I read the labels on countless bottles and did research, and the brand that I went with, it said that it had very minimal ingredients. I think It said less than 9, and it says everything that's on it, and it makes it look like it's just really natural ingredients from plants and stuff. And so I switched to that one, and I was using it for 9 months, I think. And my hair just kept feeling worse and worse. My scalp was getting more and more irritated. My hair was feeling very dry and brittle. And I was like, I don't know what is going on with this shampoo, but my hair and my scalp is just not accepting it. Right. So I was like, I don't know what to do, because I feel like this is one of the most natural options I could find. And actually, our son for Christmas got me a shampoo bar, and he got me a couple of them, and I used one. It was great. I ran out, and that's why I ended up getting this shampoo from the store that was supposed to be natural, and it didn't work well. And I was like, well, I have another one of those shampoo bars, I remembered. So I pulled that one out, and I switched back to that, and immediately my hair felt better, my scalp felt better. And this is it's like a bar soap, but it's shampoo and it's locally made here.
Mhm.
People locally make them. And so that's what I've switched back to.
I mean, what most men I've met don't want women to wear makeup. It's more of a woman wearing it for other women. Yes and no. I will say I agree, but slightly disagree. I do think that society more has placed it upon women that like, I mean, I think I probably grew up in a different time than you, Anna, where I grew up like, it was like, you got to remember women had just been given the right to vote when I was born, like a little, not far before, like, and it's this thing where like there was definitely societal roles where women were supposed to look and act a certain way, or they were going to be alone and blah 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 blah, like horrible stuff. I do think to a certain degree women, like men are more physically competitive with women. I think women are more aesthetically competitive with other women, or men are more physically competitive with other men. Women are more aesthetically competitive with other women, I think to a certain degree, but I do think a lot in our society right now pushes, like other women push, especially like there's the contouring and stuff like that.
I don't do any of that. What I do is very minimal to begin with.
Yeah, which I'm happy about because I think she's gorgeous without makeup. So I think she's gorgeous with makeup. Don't get me wrong, but I love her without makeup. Anyway, and then all I wear is lipstick, moisturizer if needed. My skin is very reactive, and that's how she is too. I was just shocked that even a lot of the lipsticks, like the correlation between a lot of this and like if you've watched this documentary, well, we're going to watch the intro for it, the trailer for it here in a second. But I really out of all of them we've watched so far, I think that people should watch this one the most so far. And it's less about food, obviously. It's not about food at all.
Right.
One, it just shows you that maybe the FDA shouldn't have been trusted from the very beginning about a bunch of shit, because they were openly defending the cosmetics industries, knowing, like with data, knowing that there was certain cancers being caused. Like one of the biggest things this video hits on is talcum powder, like talc from Johnson & Johnson, and how it was causing ovarian cancer in lots of women, like lots and lots and lots of women, and how it was basically the courts just tried to cover it up, and they were trying to basically, not warn people. Like it's just, I just impress upon everybody, like try to get as natural as you can with your food, as natural as you can with other stuff. Try to have as minimal things as possible. They rename stuff is another thing we're going to look at. Like I have a whole list of items for you folks to look at, men and women. This person just finished Toxic View this morning and sent the text links to my family and friends. More people should know about this. It's amazing how this is not like, obviously I know why it's not, like why it didn't go on the big screen, like for people to watch in mainstream media, because a lot of money can be lost from the pharmaceutical industry and stuff. But I buy most of my products in Europe, as they have many ingredients banned that the US allows. Products are a little safer there. That's something else we saw too, that I believe is in the documentary. Like the bans in America are 11. There's like 1,300 in other countries.
I see a lot of people saying that they switch to coconut oil and other options like that, aloe vera, olive oil, things like that. And I did that I haven't used like body lotion, like traditional body lotion in years. I switched to coconut oil years ago, and it's just so much better for me. Yeah. Because I just can't use that other stuff.
Yeah. I can't even imagine making time for contouring. It's not that, I mean, they spend a lot of time. Like, who has that kind of time to dedicate a day? I agree. And Bianca's adventure, I think society plays a big role. Like even on social media, the more attractive people get pushed, more the prettier you are, the more people like you. It's just facts. And it's even worse I think it's getting even worse with the advent of filters and things like that. Like people can make themselves look radically different than what they actually are. That's what one of the things like Crystal and I have, like our friends, we joke about that with our friend circle, kind of, sort of like I will say this, like Mark is Mark. Like if anything, he looks bigger in person. It's weird, but it's not like the whole, like we had met plenty of people before 2020 that present themselves very differently on camera. Like they present very different on camera, and a lot of it is filters and makeup and stuff like that. Let's see, it's always J&J. Yeah, Johnson, J&J. If you watch this and then you took the J&J jab, you will freak. I'm gonna give the preface to you, because it's obviously a very uncaring company about the health of the people who take their products. Like, I can't even. It's not hyperbole. That is my opinion based on what we watched yesterday. I'm not even talking about for the jab or anything like that. I'm just talking about what we watched yesterday. I'm gonna move you in here. You're off the camera a little bit. There we go.
I didn't even know.
But just off what we watched yesterday, the concerted effort to try to silence people who were trying to basically get paid for, almost dying from their product. I don't know, like talcum powder. If you still use talcum powder, I'm going to beg you to stop.
Yeah.
Like right now. Like, I mean, just please don't use it anymore. It's not a healthy product for you. Talc is a carcinogen, and especially when I was younger, people use it as deodorant. They put it under their arms. They put it down by their crotch, basically, because for moisture and odor and everything like that. Like the one lady in the documentary said how she loved the smell of it so much that she would spread it on her bed and lay in it.
Yeah, like between her sheets.
And that's just, then you realize you're kind of bathing in chemical,
But
and
no one knew back then.
Nobody knew.
Everyone thought it was safe to use. No one thought it was a danger.
Mm-hmm. And it would be different if all of a sudden they just found out from testing and stuff like that. But then the documentary gets into, like, from Freedom of Information Act, they got a hold of old records from J&J where they knew. Mm-hmm. I mean, they just absolutely knew.
Yeah, and they were trying to hide it.
Yeah, it's a scary thing to me, scary thing. Let's see. Let's watch the trailer here real quick. Wow.
This is something controversial.
So this young lady, by the way, she's one of the main characters, I guess she would be, in the documentary. She was going to be a doctor, right?
I think it was something.
Yeah, but she had already had a tumor removed from her breast, and she used a lot of makeup products. And she did basically a study on herself where she took a baseline of parabens in her system and those sorts of things at the very beginning, and then switch to more natural products. So there are more natural products, but
calling out the entire makeup industry. These companies are telling you, yeah, it's gentle, it's safe, and then 10 years down the line, oh my God, I'm infertile. Oh my God, I have cancer.
This cosmetics issue is even bigger than the tobacco industry, because we're talking about...
That's crazy when you think about it.
About thousands of different chemicals.
The same chemicals being dumped and running through the rivers are running through our blood.
Skincare, hair, feminine care products have been associated with reproductive problems, ovarian cancer, preterm birth, mercury poisoning, endocrine disruption.
The cosmetics industry comes back with their own science, and they say, oh, just a little bit of a cancer-causing chemical.
You have no way of knowing what's in your product.
Wealthy, big corporations don't allow regulations to happen to allow people to be harmed.
One person versus a humongous pharmaceutical company.
I hope that with this self-experiment that I'm doing, it'll catch people's attention
So you have higher levels than most Americans in at least 3 of your samples here.
Chemicals are not like people. They're not innocent until they're proven guilty.
Unless we do bring these chemicals under better control, we are certainly headed for disaster.
We don't want to wait 60 years to find out that some chemical we use in hand lotion is causing breast cancer.
So that's the trailer, and somebody said, okay, but her hair is bleached. She also was using a lot of makeup when she first started. This was like kind of an endeavor into it. The disqualification of it because her hair is bleached, like watch the documentary and you'll understand. So, I mean, while I want to have very good conversation with the comment section, we're not going to entertain like slathering chemicals all over your face that may be filled with formaldehyde and stuff like that are some way healthy, or we're not going to disqualify anybody because they actually partake in something that might be like, the idea is like, let's have a conversation about this. If we're going to dismiss the concept of one person's statement because of one thing they do. I agree with you though. It looks interesting. Definitely will. You absolutely should watch the whole thing. Okay.
I mean, and for some people, it's a process. Like for some people, they can't just stop doing everything immediately as soon as they find out that some of it is bad for them. Sometimes it takes a while and they slowly, start changing things a little bit at a time. At least they're trying to make a difference and they are starting to make change and find better ways to do things. A lot of people can't just, make an immediate 100% change. It's more of a process. And I think that's okay. I think that most people do it that way. They slowly start phasing out things that they realize are unhealthy for them.
One of the things, by the way, there we go. One step at a time. There we go. Good.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm still wearing makeup a little bit when I'm on camera, but like I haven't gone to the salon and had my hair colored in a year.
Yeah.
So for me, not doing that anymore was a big step. I don't use body lotions anymore, haven't for years. That was a step in the right direction. I'm still working on me. I'm still trying to find the best ways for me. Right now I'm trying to figure out, healthier toothpaste, trying to get away from fluoride, everyone is in a different place in their journey, and that's okay. It's a lot to change all of these things because we've been conditioned to think that not only are these things safe, but we need them, we need them in order to feel like we have good hygiene and stuff, which is super important to people, so it's not an easy change.
No,
you have to change your complete mindset.
The fluoride thing's amazing because they put fluoride in the water and then it turns out it's not good for you. Like this is what we need to like get to people. Like, and I mean this because, and I can hear the conspiracy theory things coming. Just because the FDA says it's safe, frankly, if you watch this video along with what we've known happening in the last 2 years or so, if anything, when somebody says the FDA approved it, I'm terrified of it. I'm like, I did not realize, I worked in healthcare for a long time, so I already knew that the FDA approval system was fucked up and it was a pay for play system, just reality. But I didn't realize that it had been going on this for a long fucking time, even including these cosmetics and shit like that, going back decades, like decades and decades and decades. This talcum powder issue was crazy. It's crazy that they go over. I mean, like, I cannot, like, it's just so much. We put this shit on babies. Yeah. Like we shower babies in it, like it's fucking
scary.
It's insanity. I saw an interesting comment that I wanted to get to. Yeah. I love Crystal. She reminds me of a cute pixie fairy in the forest, so petite and soft-spoken.
That is the sweetest compliment. Thank you so much. I love that. That made my day.
That's why I wanted to play. That's why I wanted to show it to you. This has parallels with food. We know many items contain harmful things, but society as a whole has a hard walk forward to adapt thing. Speaking on this, did anybody know that they now have, like, you could go check your pantry.
Oh, yes, we just figured this out.
You can go check your pantry for bioengineered food.
Mhm.
They have a new label of that this product contains bioengineered food.
Mhm.
They didn't tell anybody about it. They just started adding bioengineered food to your food supply.
Well, I think they are now enforcing that it has to be on the label if it
Mhm.
contains it, and that's the difference. So now it's showing up on food labels where it didn't before.
Mm-hmm. You two remind me of Beauty and the Beast, and it's just like, I'm obviously, like.
I'm the beast.
She's literally my coach. She's like, come on! We're absorbing poisons from within and without, sadly. Very true. Very true. Energy drinks have genetically engineered labels. So does like things like peanuts and shit like that, you know? You guys, there's that one. You guys are beautiful together. I love you too. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm very happy we're together too, because I'm not like a fully functioning human being. So, hey, I did want to talk real quick though. I wanted to make sure that we put this out there. I want you to check your makeup products for this. For this, basically, this is formaldehyde, but it's in everyday products. And what they do is they change the name of it to like, it's in a lot of lotion, shampoos, sunblock, soap bars, cosmetics, body washes, toothpaste, baby wipes, and bubble bath. It's in baby wipes and bubble bath, which is fucking crazy. It's formaldehyde. And it is a carcinogen. I mean, formaldehyde is most famously used for corpses to preserve them. But it can be known as formalin, methanol, oxymethylene, urea, 1,3-dioxetine, and I can't pronounce most of these. But you know, it is very dangerous for you. Very, very, very dangerous for you. And it's in a lot of products. And that you may not realize you're ingesting it or putting it on your face or putting it on your, you know, a lot of these, I mean, your skin, I mean.
And your skin absorbs all of these things and then
Right.
goes into your system.
Right. I mean, so it's very serious that I wanted to just get that out to people. There's also this one. Hang on, there's this one. And this is, for harmful endocrine disruptors, and endocrine disruptors cause everything from endometrial cancer to ovarian cancer, uterine cancer, brain tumors, hormonal disruption leading to type 2 diabetes, like lots and lots and lots of things. It's amazing, like for like products to go into beauty products will kill you. I mean, it's not worth it, people. Endocrine disruptor chemicals linked to increased breast cancer risk, endocrine disruptor chemicals linked to depression, autism, and neural degeneration. There are parabens, plastics, phthalates. Phthalates is a big thing that was in, this one was a big thing that was in a lot of the beauty products, and pesticides. Parabens, you can look for a lot of that was the craze for a while, was to get rid of a lot of parabens. But the one thing I don't think that people realize is the plastic packaging that almost every fucking thing is in is very dangerous. I mean, like, it's one of the things why I always talk about, like, you should do your very best to buy as much of your produce and stuff like that locally, because the less it's packaged, processed, less time it spends in the packaging and the processing and stuff like that, the less time it stays in plastic, the better. And plastics are just everywhere. Like, that's one of the reasons why people shouldn't have been wearing facial decorations for fucking 2.5 years, is because the microplastics from inside of the fucking thing are inhaled. I mean, you can look it up. People don't want to believe that. People just want to say, I just wanted people to die. I don't fucking give a fuck. It is reality that there's microplastics that you inhale, but this is very dangerous. The phthalates is one of the those exclusive endocrine disrupting chemicals you won't see directly spelled out on the cosmetic ingredient list. Unlike our other aforementioned compounds, phthalates do not have a hormone mimicking effect in the body. Instead, studies have shown the adverse effect of male reproductive system, including decreased sperm count, testicular cancer cells destruction, and thyroid irregularities. Look for beauty products without synthetic fragrance. Fragrance and parfum could be the most vague listed on ingredients because fragrance is considered a proprietary company thing. So one of the things they also pointed out on the movie was natural flavors, natural fragrances. Like that's like, they're not telling you what it is. You know, like, it's just one of these things to watch out for your food and your products and stuff like that too. Like, we're literally planning on, this is no shit, we're planning on growing a plant that produces its own kind of soap. I mean, like, that's, we want, we just have such I think we have a very interesting perspective because of how, like, where we sit in society. Like, Crystal and I have this like weird seat where we get to watch a lot of things happen at the same time because we see the effect of so many people's health, I think, to a great degree. And then, like, about like a year ago, one of the things that got me back to health initially, like 10, 15 years ago, was we started making all of our foods, like, just from scratch. We made our own yogurt. We made our own, baked our own bread, all that stuff. We made everything from scratch, right? And it just a massive immediate effect on my health in a positive way was tremendous, you know? And then, like, we just look at other stuff where we minimize our exposure to chemicals and everything like that. But then you start seeing how it's gotten to the point where it's nearly impossible. It's nearly like if you don't grow it yourself. So that's what we're going to do. Like, the goal is to, like, grow all of our own food and most of our own self-sustaining stuff, you know? Are you talking about I can't even pronounce it, plan?
No, we were talking about, I'm not familiar with that plant. We were talking about the shampoo ginger plant. It has different names.
That doesn't show the picture of it. There it is. So hang on 1 second. Shampoo ginger plant. We plan on growing it. You know, I mean, we're a ways away, but like, my biggest thing that you know, I wanted to get out of this series and other series that we're doing is that, like, you got to start taking your health very seriously. Very, very, very seriously. And because the system set up that is to take care of your health right now treats problems. It does not avoid them. And, like, the idea is to avoid as much issue as possible, you know? I would absolutely fucking love to eat sugar every day. Like, I mean, I would absolutely love it. I probably would, like, I say that now, but like, if I would go back to doing stuff like that, I'm so attuned to how my body feels, I would notice the difference and would probably shy me away from it. But, like, the thing is, I want to live a long life with her more than I want anything else, you know? So I love it. Are there any harmful chemicals in tattoo inks?
I've actually been hearing that there are.
Yeah, me too.
But that's just something that I heard about recently. So if, you know, you're thinking about getting tattoos, that's something I would look into. Yeah. If you already have them, then, I mean, you already have them. That's right. If you're looking into getting more, that's something I would research.
I because of all this shit I'm seeing, I probably won't get any more. I'm just going to be real. I'm probably not getting any more. So, and I would love to have more added on, unless I can find a more natural source of doing it. Which, I mean, the guy that I went to does do a lot, like, all of his tribal stuff is done more traditional with tribal, like, you know, supposed tribal inks, but I probably won't be doing it anymore. I mean, I hear that one a lot, which is funny because, like, well, you do this. Yes, I did. I did a lot of shit. I used to eat 10 McDoubles at a fucking sitting too. So don't do that no more either.
Yeah. But the thing is like, let's just try to do better. You know what I mean? Like, because a lot of times people have a hard time forgiving themselves for things that they've done before. They even touched on it in the documentary, where some of the women felt such guilt because they felt like they did this to themselves when it came to the talcum powder. And, you know, the one thing I would want to say is, like, if you've been using these products, it's not your fault, you know, and there's no shame or guilt in it, you know, and if you continue to use them, I would say just be careful, maybe minimize it, maybe try to find other alternatives. But, you know, it's just about trying to do better.
You know, I mean, not judging. I didn't think you were. I just hear it all the time. Like that's when like, you know, that they're not healthy. Like, you know, again, like I'm not going to go back. Like, I can't go back and untattoo myself.
Yeah.
I love I got to be real. I love my tattoos. I really do. I think they look badass. I know other people think that they're like, by saying something negative about them because they don't like them, that it hurts my feelings. I fucking love them. And if I could find, if I know that it would be like, where it would just be kind of like natural fucking inks, I would probably still get more. I got to say, that's very low on my priority list right now. Like,
tattoos.
Tattoos are very low on my priority list. Like, I mean, like, it's like what I would have planned next would be like, I can find a different way to spend $1,000. Like, I can, you know what I mean? Like, easily, you know, like, and while it may not seem like that much money, one, it's $1,000, but two, it is like, that is a matter of like, you know, that's hundreds of pounds of naturally grown beef. That's, you know, like stuff like that. Like, I just can't picture they're super low on my priority list, especially in the last couple of months. I've even thought that, like, I don't even fucking care. You know what I mean? Who knows? So I'm keeping mine. I would hope so. Like, it's pretty, you know, I wanted lots of tattoos until 87 seconds ago. Like,
it's funny.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I love my tattoos. I love how they look. I really do. But it's just, I have way other different priorities right now. Way other different priorities. So, I've been using Ayurvedic shampoos for 2.5 years. I do have a mix it before using, but my hair is the healthiest it's ever been.
Yeah.
I think that people would like, it's very weird. Like, how an argument backed by a lot of people that I personally like, we know that are unhealthy. Your muscle mass or this or that. Like, I just find it crazy. Like, when we ask people, I said something about it in my video earlier today too. When you ask people to eat just food and they freak out, it's the same thing. Like, you know that they have issues, you know, but then like when we're talking about like other stuff with, you know, just getting as far back in the nature as possible. I've read some interesting stuff about sunscreen lately too, where I don't use sunscreen anymore, just to be real. I do watch myself out in the sun to a great degree, but I do try to get into the sun for a good 30 minutes a day just to get my vitamin D naturally as much as I can. I still take a vitamin D supplement just to make sure that I have a good prophylactic dose, but I'm not going to be using, I don't trust the FDA to regulate tanning lotion and UPF stuff, or like, I don't trust that anymore at all. Especially not after this, after this one. I just don't. I just absolutely do not trust them. I don't. What are your thoughts on zero sugar sodas? I've cut back a lot, but have trouble giving up sodas, so I drink the zero sugar ones. You know, I mean, if you're going to drink something that's not good for you, 0 calories is a little better. They're still not healthy for you. Like, I mean, we have people like if
artificial sweeteners are terrible for you.
Yeah, artificial sweeteners are terrible for you. Water, tea. I love tea. We literally just got a new coffee maker that has the other half of it makes tea. But I just don't think that. I think eventually you should try to get away from that too, especially if you're drinking, more than one a day. Definitely, we personally know people that have aspartame poisoning from Diet Coke. So let's see. One is dolphin, and I will never be able to watch the Dolphins again, but it's okay now. So without saying the guys in prison have ash ink after it's safer than chemicaling. So bad to think. Possibly. It's kind of crazy. And charcoal actually removes toxins from the body, which is weird. 427 days, no sugar. That's amazing.
Fantastic.
That is amazing. Does anyone trust the FDA anymore? I can't. I mean, but I've been there like for a while. Like I've just been waiting we've been waiting for everybody else to catch up. So people are like, it's going to be FDA approved. I'm like, that means absolutely fucking nothing to me. Like, well, you'll take it because it's FDA approved. I'm not taking that shit ever. Ever. I'm not, I got to be real. I'm not taking the flu one anymore ever either. I worked in healthcare long enough and I had to get the flu shot every single year because of the nature. Like I had to for my company would not pay me if I did not. Every year I got the flu vaccine, and every year I would get the flu so bad. Like the one year I thought I was gonna have to get put in the hospital for it. I slept in my fucking business suit for like 2 days the one time. I couldn't even fucking get the energy to take my fucking business suit off. So, and ever since then, if I do get the flu, I barely notice. So water, coffee, tea, I like that. I do know that they are still bad. I've been trying to drink more coffee and less soda. Good for you. Good for you. Stevia leaves are incredibly sweet, and the plant are easy to grow. We plan on growing some stevia too. Sweeteners are now shown to spike insulin levels and cause diabetes. Yeah, artificial sweeteners, absolutely. It tastes sweet. Your body all of a sudden says, "Hey, it's sweet." You know, like because of aging effect of the sun, I won't stop using sunscreen. The sun and sugar cause 90% of the visible lines on aging. There's a lot of data that shows that the actual sunscreen is what's causing the aging of your skin. And there's a lot of times where there's literally formaldehyde in it. So I hear you. You do you. Is monk fruit a bad sweetener substitute? I mean, monk fruit it depends on the processing that they do to it. That's a huge portion of it. But I just want to preface this with everybody. If you are looking to add a sweetener to something, the best sweetener to add is none. Okay, like there are plenty of things that in nature are sweet all on their own. Honey, if you're gonna use a sweetener, you might as well use honey. You know, especially local honey.
Yeah. Be careful. Be mindful when you're selecting honey to make sure that it's actually honey. And we buy locally, local honey. Yeah. One it's supposed to benefit you when it comes to allergies, but also we like knowing where it came from.
Yeah, absolutely. But when people start looking for the different version of table sugar, it's normal. Like if it's granulated like that, it's normally got some issue to it. Now, if you have a stevia leaf and you muddle the leaf and you put it in your tea, that's as natural as it gets. I don't got anything against that, and I don't have anything against the occasional use of stuff like this. Crystal occasionally makes me a coffee cake with coconut sugar in it. I'm not gonna fucking be pissed about that shit, but I just realize it's not something I should have all the time.
Right, it's on occasion.
The FDA, like all other government organizations, takes bribes. Money talks. They don't even take bribes. They are financed to a huge portion by corporations. The CDC has a partnership page where they list off like Coca-Cola and fucking McDonald's and shit. I'm not joking. It's fucking crazy. I've tried to tell people that, and then they sent me death threats for 2 years. So
it's sad but true.
It's sad but true. Like people are like, "Oh my God, you just want people to die." I'm like, I'm just showing you a CDC website that says that like fucking Pfizer is one of their fucking donors. And it's right next to Coca-Cola.
It's so crazy. It's hard not to laugh at.
Yeah.
It, you know, like what else are you gonna do?
I used to like when we started getting them pretty hot and heavy, especially on Instagram, I would just video call the person, and then they like hang up. I'd be like, "Why aren't you like you wanted to kill me? Like you can't even
talk.
Let's talk." And they're like, "I'm coming for you." Like, no, you're not. You won't even. Like, you're terrified to face me face to face online. Well, you're not coming. So anyway. Yep. Yes. I can't picture you in a business suit. I looked like the fucking Italian dude waiting to pick up the white envelope at the end of the week. So that, and I was fat too at the time. So fatter, but yeah, I mean, I wore a business suit every fucking day. I know it's hard to believe. I was actually a healthcare executive. So I ran fucking $100 million worth of business for fucking companies. So of healthcare, in the healthcare industry. There's trustworthy as a CDC. Exactly. People are going to get a booster and flu shot at the same time. I don't know. Like, I don't want to get, we've talked about it enough on this channel, kind of, sort of, but I didn't want it pregnant. Flu shot is required. And if you don't take it, they threaten to report you for abuse of an unborn child. What? Whoa. That's fucking crazy. Abuse, not taking a pharmaceutical is abuse. See, that's the problem. Like, people don't even seem to get like how, deep all this shit goes. And it's not to sound. I don't want to sound all conspiracy theory-ish because, like, I mean, they've been accusing me of being a conspiracy. Like, I was a conspiracy theorist for 2.5 years, but everything I've said has been fucking straight. They just have the insult left, but they can't point out to anything that's actually conspiracy theorist because it's all fucking true. But like, when you realize that, like, how in cahoots a lot of government agencies and large corporations are about your health and your life, when you realize that it is to benefit them, not you and their system, when you realize, like, food, like, when you realize, like, I think the latest number I heard was like 400, like, even though the president said the pandemic is over, by the way. But 400 people were dying a day of it. Like, and that was a big crux point. Like, we still have 400 people a day dying from the vid when, like, fucking 1,500 to 2,300 people a day pass away from obesity and medical error. I mean, you realize, like, what they care about, so. My fiance was shocked when I told him my family doesn't take the flu shot. It's a fucking, my mom was after me for a while. I'm like, I am not taking any more injections no, fuck that. I'm outside every day and look 10 years younger. I think I think it's only helped me since I started not wearing that stuff as much. So getting a nice little tan. We're making sure we get outside more often. Let's see here. I use honey all the time with my coffee, and I mix maca root too. I like maca root. No way it can be harder than getting off sugar. Sugar is an addictive substance. I will argue that until the cows come home. All right, any questions for Crystal? Because she's only on once a week, so if you have direct questions for her, now's a good time. You guys hear me fucking scream and yell all the goddamn time. Ask her anything. She appreciates me saying that. I watched a documentary last week, compared the difference between food marketing and between India, Brazil, and France. It's crazy. You want to tell them about the one class we took? Like the watching of the different stuff, like critical thinking, like because you're pointing out the differences of what you see the marketing in different countries. We did this thing. We took this class, both of us, when we went back to school online to get our degrees, fucking 15 years ago. Where the class was a critical thinking class, obviously not taught that much anymore, but it had you watch the news at the same time of day on different days, different channels. Like, so one day you would watch CNN, another day you would watch Fox, another day you would watch MSNBC, another day you would watch whatever else, like the local stuff, right? Just to compare, like, the different takes on different stories, right? It's very fucking telling. Like, one of the best classes ever, right?
And it really, like, because I think, like, we usually already have, like, preconceived notions, like what we think that we'll see on each one. But I think it really opened my eyes when I watched all of them and saw that more of them were biased and skewed than I even thought. Oh, yeah. There were a couple in my mind that I went in expecting to be extremely biased, and they were, but I was surprised how many other ones were as well. And there weren't very many that didn't come across bias when I was comparing them.
Right.
You know, and I was looking for, okay, which ones are just going to give facts, just, you know, the straight facts and not a bunch of opinion. And that was harder to find.
Right. It's very hard to find.
And that was so many years ago. It's so much worse now.
Italian dude. I'm Italian. My mother's a little old Italian lady. Like, I knew how to roll out pasta when I was like fucking 8. I knew how to bake bread when I was like 9. So I called it red gravy. I didn't call it spaghetti sauce. I called it red gravy until I was like in my fucking teens. Let's see. How do you stop hunger pangs or hunger cravings during a calorie deficit? That's where I keep failing and overeating. I mean, there's multiple methods. We talk about it fairly often. I did just put in to the chat the link to sign up to get No Morbidity. We ought to be back in stock here in about a week, which has helped a lot of people really help control their hunger. It depends on what you're eating first. We do honestly suggest that you start your day off with protein, healthy fats, nothing sweet. The flavor of sweet shouldn't be until the end of the day, if you have it at all. No carbohydrates or no starchy carbohydrates until later on in the day also. If you do take in carbohydrates, make sure it's from some sort of vegetable. I really think that people should kind of eat in the pattern of carnivore for breakfast, keto for lunch, paleo for dinner, and then something that tastes sweet in the evening. If you're going to eat 3 meals a day plus a snack, the idea is how much fluid are you taking in? You should take in, start by aiming for an ounce of fluid per pound of your body mass. And once you get comfortable doing that, go more. That'll help out a lot too. But we do a whole thing in our group that you can buy the book "Fuck Being Fat: Solve Your Weight Problems with Off Method Willpower," and that gives you our app for a month too. And you're a part of the hunger management support group and all sorts of stuff. You also get our hunger management tips and everything like that. So that's a quick synopsis of where I think you should go with. I would start though. And this is no shit. Everybody should just start with hydration. Just try to get an ounce of fluid per pound of body mass. As a matter of fact, I'm on it lately. We're boiling our water now because they fucking didn't tell us about an E. coli fucking problem in our water until I already had fucking E. coli. So it was horrible. But anyway, Brazil and India will pass the USA in obesity, all thanks to Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola. Possibly. I'll tell you this though, and I said it in my video today. At some point in time, the pendulum is going to swing back. Like the thing that's going to make it swing back, just so you folks understand, is that they're starting to push a lot of these weight loss drugs. Like the pharmaceutical industry is literally almost like controlling the media at this stage. Like the media is run by them. So all this body positive bullshit that's propagated, the very second that Big Pharma wants to start really, really pushing their weight loss drugs or weight loss surgeries, you can guarantee it's going to be, they're going to paint these people as massive, if you're fat, you're a super, 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 super victim. And here's our pill or here's our injection to take. The pendulum will swing back, and then they'll make it socially unacceptable to not try to be not fat. The pendulum will swing back almost too hard. I mean, that's the thing. Like Crystal and I always talk about that. We should help people get healthy, but at the same time, demonizing people for past mistakes does not help. It's when people want to avoid responsibility for these things that they need to be called out, and that's what I do. But it's the issue of for those of you that haven't watched my video today, please watch it, because it's about the super fit hero clothing line, and it goes up to 7X. Mm-hmm. And I say it to her as if she didn't guide me through what I should say on the motherfucker. But we should have inclusive clothing wear for fat people. Like if you are 7X, you should have clothes to wear to try to get healthier. You probably shouldn't be thinking about working out. You should think about going to a physical therapist and getting in a pool. A swimsuit is more applicable for you, But it's shit like that where we want people to get healthy. This is what we do. We've dedicated our whole fucking life to helping people get healthy. Our whole life. Like Crystal and I, even when we're out to dinner, we talk about different shit like this. This is what we do, So we've dedicated our whole lives to this. But when people don't realize that at some point in time the pendulum's going to swing back, it's not sustainable. We can't pretend that Lizzo is like some sort of fitness icon. We can't. I mean, like that is a finite lie. It's a lie that will get very evident very quickly. And then so they're going to monetize. They've basically fattened the cows. Now the cows are going to come into the slaughter. I mean, it's fucking horrible, but it's true. Anyway. No longer in the Army and no longer working at a hospital lab. No more forced shots. Good for you. That's bravery in today's world. I remember somebody telling me my mother, she would be a wrinkled to a prune by 40 because she refused to wear sunscreen. She was 50 at the time. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. Very funny. Crystal, do you recommend a non-toxic toothpaste? I am back on baking soda since that documentary.
Yeah, I've heard good things about just using baking soda as well, but that's something that I'm still looking into and haven't really decided yet, like what we're gonna go with. So I'm still working on it, but I'll let you know when I figure it out. So my shampoo bar that I got is just, it's a local company that makes soaps and shampoos here. What I would do is check out like small businesses in your area that make their own products so that you know exactly what's going into it. We see people selling things like this at like farmers markets here a lot. And I would look into that because then it's more real ingredients and you know exactly what they are, and it's not as confusing on what's in the product as when you try to buy something like that at the store off the shelf. So I just went with locally made ones by people that sell them here, and then support small business too, which is really nice. Yeah, absolutely. And it's just for bad eczema. It's a little bit out of our purview. I mean, it's like we're not dermatologists or anything like that. I get rosacea pretty bad here. I get in the sun. I mean, the sun helps me out a lot. It really, really does. So that's one of the reasons why we need to make sure I get into the sun, is so I don't get like very dry, thick skin from psoriasis and stuff like that on my face. So, isn't that right? She's mad that Crystal's in her seat. Chris, technically it's my chair.
Yeah, it's her chair. It really is. So.
She just stole it from me.
Crystal, how important is fat in your diet if you are doing keto? Aren't you carrying enough fat already? I don't think she means you in general.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not offended. So when focusing on keto, like for me, I like keto because it focuses more on healthy whole foods and not so much of the processed food. You stay away from the sugars and the processed flours. And that's what I really like about keto. But what I don't like about keto is when people feel like it has to be super strict and they have to like really pay attention to it in order to stay in ketosis and all of that. I don't think that that's necessary to focus on as much as just eating healthy whole foods. As far as fats go, we do need fat in our diet. It's very important. You know, it's very important for our hormones and for our bodies to function correctly. So yes, fat is very important, but it's important what type of fat too. You want to stay away from things like bad oils, like canola oils and vegetable oils, seed oils, and instead focus more on healthy fats that come from whole food sources like meats and avocado and things like that, and stay away from the super processed ones that you would get at the store. I hope that answers your question. Is Alan really a big soft teddy bear? Is it okay for me to tell the truth? Yes, he is. But if he wasn't, we wouldn't be together. So
that's what I find kind of weird. Like, you know, and here, don't get me wrong. Like, I know how I know myself. Like, I am how I show you guys, right? But I actually think I'm pretty caring. You know, like, that's the thing. Like, I think that, and this is not to toot my own horn, because like this is a lot of who I am is because of her. but because she's helped me grow into the person that I'm very proud to be. Like, I know it sounds fucked up, but because a lot of people don't like me, but I'm very proud of who I am. Like, I know I wake up every day really trying to help people. I know I wake up every day in a world that is definitely going to like not want to hear a lot of what I have to say, and I still say it, and I'm proud of that. Like, it's something that it's something that I wear with pride in doing that. Like, I'm the type of person where, you know, I will open every door for her, but I know, like, she's my boss. Like, she's the CEO of our. My name, the MFing COO on Twitter and Instagram, came because I am the operating officer for our companies. She's the CEO. She's the actual boss, you know, in our lives. Like, and I'm totally good with that. There's nothing she can't accomplish. But I also believe in not definitive roles, but like if like I would die to protect her, because I believe that as the man in the relationship, it's my job, and I'm proud to be that man. Like, I would give my life for her, like, in an instant at any given time. And not just her, but like, well, definitely her and my son. But like, if you are a close friend of mine, or if I think you're being wrong, like, I'm not one of these people. Like, I see the world getting very fucked up, like very, very fucked up. Like, where people like how children are treated and women are treated, and other, you know, just people, old people and stuff like that. Where I see a lot of these videos of these, like, in these cities right now, where people are getting attacked and everything like that, and people are filming this shit. I just got to let you know, like, I'm not going to be filming shit. If you attack somebody weaker than you in front of me, she knows. Like, she fucking knows. I'll go to jail. I don't have an issue, like, because the thing is, like, I wouldn't be able to look her, like, if somebody was being attacked and I just like kind of walked away, I wouldn't be able to look at her in the face. And that almost choked me up and teared me up even thinking about that, to be honest. So I'm telling you right now, like, I'm proud of who I am. Like, people can say what they want about me, and I'm totally good as long as as long as she knows the man I am. I'm super proud of who I am. Like, super, super proud of who I am. And people call me old fashioned. Like, now all of a sudden I'm old fashioned, which is fucking crazy. Like, I mean, like, it's like 10 years ago, I was considered like a very serious progressive. Now I'm old fashioned. Right. But I'm the type of person where, you know, I hear all, like, I've had people argue with me like that. Like, if a man walks up on another man raising his hand to a woman, it is your obligation to go to that man's ass. Like, and people are like, well, what if she started? I don't give a fuck, whatever. Like, I mean, let's be real. Like, I mean, there like a 200-pound man hitting a 100-pound woman. I don't care what the fuck she did to you. You're a fucking horrible fucking person, and you deserve to take the fucking beating that you missed. You know, like, people that, like, if I ever see somebody abusing a child in front of me, the person needs to fucking flee. You know, and I'm proud of who I am. So, I mean, people ask her all that, like, people were sending her all sorts of fucking horrible shit about me, like in these last couple of years, about how I'm this and how I'm that and shit like that. And I'm proud of who I am. Like, people, I don't make excuses. I think the way I think. You know, I'm not saying that everybody needs to agree with everything I say. I don't think there's some shit that I think that she's like, well, that's much, but but she accepts it for who I am. Like, I've got weird thoughts on like how we should treat our enemies and shit like that. Like, I'm like, you know, you know, even though, like, with her, I try to be as tender and caring and gentle as possible, but I'm a violent person when I need to be. And I will remain so, because I believe that that's part of a real man's job. And I will fucking extract a piece of hell for anybody that tries to fucking hurt my family. You know, like, I mean, I think that I'm proud to be that person. Like, that's how I was raised. I think more people should be raised that way. You know, like if somebody were to come after her, I'm not going to just fend you off. I am going to fucking destroy you. Like, I mean, like, I will end you, and I will use you as a fucking as a symbol of why never to fucking do that for anybody else. You know, like, I posted a little earlier today, and she doesn't like when I say stuff like this, but like, a big problem in society right now is we do not drink from the polished skulls of our enemies. Like, and I mean it. I will fucking, if somebody comes from my family, you better fucking sharpen your motherfucking claws. But when it comes to her, I guess I'm a big ass teddy bear. So I hope that explains shit. So. Let's see here. We'll scroll. Well, I talked for a while, so we'll go down. Haven't had nobody in a few days. Hunger pangs haven't returned. That is out fucking standing. Out fucking standing. I'm also going to get that no morbidity soon. I can't wait. Good. We were stalking here like either the end of this week or a week from tomorrow, and I will know here later on today, and I'll be posting up about it. And I have a new commercial for you guys to watch. So anyway. I am slim and refuse to wear tight clothes while exercising. It's uncomfortable. I can't imagine being that huge and wearing them. I like wearing like next to nothing. I know it sounds fucked up. I either like to have it be very baggy or a tank top, and preferably no shoes. I fucking hate it. Are you on well water? We are not. We will be. We are not on well water right now though. I love Lizzo anyway. Horrible person. Fucking horrible sellout of a human being. I've just got to be real. Have you guys seen her commercial for her new fucking clothing line where she talks about shapewear and shit like that? Like, here's this woman who like be fat, be beautiful, let it all fly, but wear my shapewear. Fucking, she's such a fucking hypocrite. It's disgusting. Disgusting. Have you ever read any of the Sim Land's books and viewed his channel? He offers excellent biohacking and general well-being. I have not.
No, but I will look it up. Thank you.
Yeah, we like the biohacking stuff. And scroll down a little bit. Wow. Let's see. The other such thing, could I agree? Alan is caring. He wants America to be healthy. Thank you. I appreciate it. I would gladly go to jail to protect someone. Oh, fucking 10 out of 10. 10 out of fucking 10. So you remind me so much of my own husband. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. I hate that people film attacks instead of helping. I would fuck. One of the things that drives me crazy.
It's so awful. I don't understand it.
It drives me fucking insane. Like, that will not happen. I will not film shit. If you want to film me, great. Because I don't give a fuck. It will, I can tell you this right now. If there's film, it will be used in a trial. Because if I see somebody attacking a child or a woman or somebody that's helpless, and if I see any of that bullshit, I'm telling you, it's not. I will not hesitate. Nor should any other real fucking man. I'm just going to be real. Like that's the problem in society. One of the biggest problems in society right now. Why the line being skewed between what a man and a woman is, why there's a problem with that, is multiple fold. And I hate to get this is super fucking off topic for what you're talking about, but women can create and nurture life. And I believe women are more the head of a household than a man. She's definitely the head of our household. There's not a fucking doubt, right? I am like a disposable component of I like not disposable, but disposable. But I couldn't create life or anything like that. So therefore, I'm built to protect it. Men are built to be the protectors and hunters. Like, I'm sorry, but it's very fucking. Look at the differences in our build. She's very, very, very strong. Like, very strong. Pound for pound, probably stronger than I am, fairly fucking easily. But look at the difference in our build. I am built to take punishment and give punishment. She is built to nurture. It's just real. It's reality. You're a real man, a literally dying breed. I hear you. And we get alienated for it too. Fucking crazy shit. Oh, thank you. I don't know how glitter and lasers moves in her clothes. I feel bad for her. I do, because she's stuck, but what the fuck? Do something about it, Alan reminds me of my dad, born 1920-something, only Alan doesn't chain smoke. Good. Let's see here. All right, guys. I think we're a little over time too. Any last questions? I had to yank a guy out of the car before he hit his girlfriend, and he had 2 guns on him. Good, dude. I'm like, cause you know what? I'd rather take one in the fucking chest and have to look at her face and look at her in the face and be like, I didn't do anything. I'm sorry. The look of dejection. I would rather die than face that look of dejection. And she wouldn't want me to. Don't get me wrong. Like, she wouldn't want me to, but the thought process that I wouldn't fucking involve myself, like, I know, like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I will involve myself. Anyway, I saw a woman bully a man. I'd say something. My brother was in a very abusive relationship. He really couldn't do anything except for take it as a 6'4" man. He could leave. I'm just saying he could leave. I know, because I was in a relationship that wasn't very fucking nice, and the person was much smaller than me, and fucking she was a thrower. She would throw shit like fucking at me, like not like just throw it at the wall, like throw it the fuck at me, especially when she didn't take her meds. And she could leave, or he could leave. That's what I did. So a long time ago, not her. So, does anybody else think it's neat how Crystal and Alan look like gender swap versions of each other? I did not realize that. Gender swap versions of each other. Really? That's the first we've ever heard anything like that. Anyway, I outweigh my ex by 40 kilograms and a foot taller. She was the violent one. I left her before she turned me into the monster she was. Good for you. That's what you do. You leave. You know. I was an abuser when I was mentally ill. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you've gotten help. So, what type of exercises would you suggest for somebody who at 65 plus is walking only going to do anything? Walking only burns calories. It depends on what you want. Like, I do think that you should possibly try to like find a way to safely talk to your doctor, maybe in some physical therapy if you haven't worked out before. Do some movements that are going to try to maintain muscle mass, maybe even build a little bit. At 65, it's tough to build muscle, but you should absolutely, and I mean absolutely, try to fucking just keep the calories going, calorie burning going. Yeah.
Maybe try some chair yoga.
Yep. Chair yoga. Hell yeah. Walking, as you asked, yoga, of course, and basic calisthenics. Outstanding. Well, guys, we are almost an hour and 10 minutes in. Tomorrow, I'll be back. I don't know what I'm going to talk about yet. Next week, we are doing what? Oh, wait, hang on.
We have it.
We have it. Possible. Give me a second.
I thought you had it.
I did have it. Damn it. Beyond impossible.
There we go.
All right.
So as fate would have it, we have yet another.
Okay. Here we go. Here it is. This is the trailer. You can watch it a bunch of other places.
But here's the scary part. It's not going to.
Okay, you can watch it a bunch of other places, but that is it's called Beyond Impossible. It's the fake meat documentary. We are going to be upsetting the vegans next week, so not on purpose. I wanted to go over this. It seems like a very interesting documentary. We have not watched the whole thing yet, so. But please do check it out. I'm trying to find where people can watch it here. Give me a second. Okay, this has all of it. Here it is. This is the documentary, and boom. I'll find a link for. Thank you very much, Big Spoon Bear. Appreciate it. I think that people ought to be able to find it. Plenty of stuff here too. iTunes link, Google Play, Microsoft Vimeo, Vudu. I do believe. I mean, it's on Tubi too. So, all right, guys. Thank you very much. We hope you have guys have a great day. I will post up what I'm going to talk about tomorrow at some point in time later on today. And I hope all of you have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Do you want to do the goddamn? Do you want to do it? No? Okay. God damn.